many of you in the last 48 hours have been persuaded to do something? I want you to think as we go through this, not just how I can be better at persuasion, but maybe how I can be smarter when it comes to being persuaded. So let's jump in to the principles of persuasion. Really important that we begin with what it actually is, and that's influence. We are influencing people and we are being influenced all the time. We're sending and receiving messages that influence us. So what is it that's being influenced with our communication? Our beliefs, our values, our attitudes, our behaviors. So when people are communicating to us, they're influencing one of those things and vice versa. What are some keys to being successful in your persuasive presentation? Set modest goals. James Clear in his book Atomic Habits really lays out how small changes can make a big difference. I want you to think about a compass. And if you shifted that compass 1 degree, you probably wouldn't feel it. But over time, you would be in a completely different place. The same is true with persuasion. Incremental changes can have really significant impact. Number 3, this comes back to audience analysis. Make it personal. Who am I talking to? And am I targeting effectively them? Am I using information that your text calls coming into their latitude of acceptance? It means that they're hearing and they're processing. And if they aren't engaged and if it doesn't feel like it's for them, they will process it peripherally. But if it makes sense and if you can pull them in, they will process it centrally. You have a better shot of persuading them. Finally, you have to demonstrate the benefit. Let them know what is in it for them. What do they get out of this? If they believe that this is for them, you have a better shot of getting them to really listen to your message. Okay, we're going to go back in time, hundreds of years, to a guy named Aristotle who created this sort of three-legged stool of effective persuasion. A three-legged stool means if one of those legs is off, the whole thing falls apart. So I want to walk through this, and I want you to see both. At the end of your presentation, you need to ask yourself, how strong is my logos? How strong is my ethos? How strong is my pathos? So let's start with logos. That root word just means logic. Is your information constructed or organized in a way that makes sense? Do your supporting details make sense? Does your data that you're providing to support your argument, does it make sense? It has to be logical. We'll talk about avoiding logical fallacies because that's so important. I want to jump into the next one, and that is ethos or credibility. I have a picture of a bridge on purpose. When I do trainings, I will tell people when they want to communicate, they want to influence their kids or their employees or even their friends. It's really hard if there's no ethos or credibility. It is like a bridge, and I will often say, trust is the bridge that truth travels best. So when you have a message you need to send to people, if there's no bridge of credibility or trust, nothing will get across. So it's so important that you think about, why are you talking about this? What is your connection? Are you putting in the work? Did you research? Can we trust the information you're sharing is true and right? Did you plagiarize? Did you not plagiarize? All of those things contribute to that ethos or trust. And finally, puppies. This pathos is the emotional appeal. It's the feeling, it's the emotion center. This is where we get our really great stories, our really great images, our language that invokes emotion. Aristotle said this is also just as important as your data and as your expertise or your credibility. That pathos, I often will say, is the secret sauce. It's the most overlooked. So don't sleep on pathos. When you're putting together your presentation, ask yourself, where am I at? How strong is my logos? How strong is my ethos? How strong is my pathos? All right, now, next step. What do I do now? Choose your persuasive topic. So I love this section in the library. I'm going to walk you through how to find it. Click on the next video. It'll take you to opposing viewpoints, where you will see all the topics that you need with images, videos, arguments, articles. It is your one-stop shop. So your next step is to click on Go to Opposing Viewpoints, pick your topic so you can start building your persuasive presentation.